Good morning. I just thought I would go ahead and share a couple of my online courses and ideas since I can't be there today. This is my communications online. This is the class I've taught the most online, but I am not teaching it this semester, so we're looking at last semester's course. And one of the things that I think is important with an online class is to have a really thorough syllabus. And so I've really worked hard on this over the years, trying to make it better. And of course, I change it every semester. I try to make it better every semester. And in this one, I just explained to them, what they can expect each week, what the different assignments are, and the different points. I think it's important to have a variety of assignments. And so this class, they get weekly discussions, weekly quizzes, then different supplemental activities and assignments, and then of course the speeches. And the one thing that I changed when I picked up this shell years ago is that I have the students upload their speeches to YouTube, and then they share the link on the discussion board. When I picked this class up, they were just sending different varieties of links or files to their teacher, and she was the only one seeing the speeches. And I thought, well, that's not really good. I want them to share with each other. So they actually have to share it on the discussion board and give feedback to each other. These are probably not going to come up anymore, but not that you need to see a bunch of speeches anyway. So that's the first of the first of the semester in communications. And then the other part that really adds rigor to this course is that about midway through they start working on their master summative assessment. So it's not a one-shot thing. They have to build the assignment. So in week 8 they actually choose their topic, and then they begin the research, and that's where they have to find different sources and provide the APA citations for the sources, and then they start actually building the speech itself. And so they spend the rest of the semester putting this speech together, and these different assignments actually build, like the introduction, conclusion, and the transition sentences, and so forth and so on. Assignment 7 is actually the full sentence outline that is required in the Master Summative Assessment for Communications. And then again, they have to actually put it on the discussion board and give feedback to each other, just like the first speech. So there is communications. And then the online class I'm teaching this semester, for the very first time, I might add, online, is Comp 2. So there'll be some things I change in the future on this class, but again, they have a variety of assignments, mostly quizzes and discussions early on, but the best thing about the Comp 2 class with Rigor is that they have 2 big papers, and these are processes, so they can't just turn in a paper one day out of the blue that they haven't really been working on for weeks. And I think that adds rigor because they have to be invested and committed to the topic and to the research. So in week 3, they begin their brief paper, and they do the research question from their 3 paper ideas exploration. This is where they investigate 3 different ideas, and then this is the one they decide on. And then they have to start research, and they have to do an annotated bibliography for this paper. And so another good thing in a way to get them to interact with each other and to learn from each other and to be committed to the class is through peer review. So they have to, on this first annotated bibliography, they do have a draft, and then they participate in peer review and look at each other's. Then they finish that, and then they move on to actually writing the paper, and again, they have to do peer review for each other. Of course, some of these dates have changed because of letting the students see. But anyway, so they do peer reviews for the papers, and then they turn in the final. And then as soon as that paper's finished, they start working on the next one. And so here in week 9, they've already investigated their ideas for the term paper, the Master Summative. Now, I don't have all of my assignments, in these last weeks set up just yet because we're not there yet. But In week 11, they are sharing their research question and their working thesis, and then ways that they can improve upon this next paper in light of the first one. And they have to comment on each other's. And then also, they have a annotated bibliography. This time they don't have a draft on this particular annotated bibliography, and it is a little bit bigger than the first, but here they are doing all the research for their term paper. And the good thing about this term paper is that it is a little bit more divided out, so they'll have the first paragraph, thesis, and working outline to show me and show each other. They're going to do peer review on that. Then they'll have the first 4 pages of the essay and do peer review on that. And then they come in with the entire paper and do a peer review with that one before turning in the final. Again, I don't have all my discussions and quizzes set up just yet, but because I will have them discussing and reading some more things and working with, as a matter of fact, I'm working on a video lecture because they did have some, we do everything in APA, and they had some trouble overall with just APA formatting as well as just basic writing, topic sentences and that sort of thing. So I'm working on a video lecture for them right now that they will have a quiz and discussion to go along with that. Okay, well, that's all I've got. Sorry I can't be with y'all today. My mom is retiring from Arkansas State University after 32.5 years in the library, and so I'm going to be with her today at her party, whatever. And I'll see y'all later. Thanks.